In ancient Babylon, there lived a chariot maker named Bensir, who struggled to make ends meet. Despite his hard work, his earnings barely covered his living expenses. One day, while talking to his friend Kabi, a musician who was also poor, they realized that their shared plight was due to a lack of financial knowledge. Determined to change their lives, they sought advice from Arkad, the wealthiest man in Babylon. Arkad, who had once been as poor as Bensir and Kabi, began his journey to wealth with lessons he learned from Algamish, an old and wise moneylender. The first lesson Arkad learned was simple yet profound: start saving. Algamish recommended setting aside 10% of every income. At first, this seemed difficult, but by starting to save even small amounts, Arkad saw his savings grow. For example, when Arkad first started, he set aside 1 coin out of every 10, and within a few years, his savings allowed him to invest in a profitable venture. This first principle taught Bensir and Kabi that discipline and saving is the first step to wealth. Arkad explained how he strictly ensured that every month he set aside 1/10 of his income, and soon it became a habit. His money started working for him, earning interest and generating additional income. For instance, after saving his first 100 coins, he invested them in purchasing goods, which he then sold for a profit. This initial investment was a batch of bronze shields, which he sold to the king's army at a considerable profit. The second lesson Arkad shared was controlling expenses. He narrated how people often confuse desires with necessities. Even with a substantial income, one can remain poor if spending is uncontrolled. Arkad advised tracking expenses and avoiding unnecessary spending. He gave the example of his friend Rodden, a spear maker, who, after receiving a large sum of money for crafting an exceptional spear, quickly spent it on luxurious items and ended up without savings. Next came the principle of making money work for you. Multiply your wealth. Arkad explained this through his first investment experience. He invested his savings in a venture he thought would be profitable, but lacking sufficient knowledge, he lost his money. After this lesson, Arkad understood the importance of thoughtful and well-researched investments. He began investing in reliable projects, consulting wise and experienced people. For example, he invested in a trade caravan traveling to distant lands, which brought back valuable goods, yielding a significant return. One day, a young merchant named Nomasir came to Arkad for advice. Arkad told him about the importance of protecting one's capital. He cited the example of a friend who lost all his savings by investing in a dubious enterprise. This lesson taught Nomasir to be cautious and always seek expert advice before making significant investments. Arkad also recommended diversifying investments to minimize risks. For instance, he advised Nomasir to invest in both real estate and commodities, which helps spread risk and ensure steady returns. Arkad also emphasized the importance of long-term planning. He told the story of his friend Dabasir, a former camel trader, who started saving for old age in his youth and had substantial savings by the end of his life. Ensure a future income. This principle helped many people in Babylon create a financial cushion for themselves and their families. Dabasir, who was once in debt, followed Arkad's advice and repaid his debts while simultaneously saving for his future, eventually becoming financially secure. Another critical principle Arkad taught was to increase your ability to earn. He shared the story of how he continually sought knowledge and skills to enhance his earning capacity. Arkad constantly learned new trades, studied market trends, and improved his financial literacy. He narrated the tale of a weaver named Tarkid, who was initially poor but gradually increased his skills, creating finer and more valuable fabrics, thereby raising his income significantly. Arkad also advised on the importance of making your home a profitable investment. He told how owning a home not only provided stability, but also could be a source of income. For example, Arkad rented out rooms in his house to traders passing through Babylon, earning additional income. He explained that investing in real estate could provide both immediate returns and long-term appreciation. One of Arcad's key lessons was continuous learning. He believed that knowledge is the most valuable asset. Arcad himself constantly learned, read, and developed his skills. He gave examples of his students, such as Sira, who increased his income and succeeded thanks to new knowledge. Sira began studying accounting and financial management, which allowed him to better control his income and expenses. He also told the story of a craftsman named Megiddo, who learned new techniques and improved his craft, resulting in higher earnings. Finally, Arcad believed in the importance of working with pleasure. He explained how love for one's work helped him achieve success. He gave examples of craftsmen and merchants, like Asmer, who enthusiastically engaged in their work and achieved financial well-being because of it. Asmer, starting with a small shop, thanks to his diligence and love for trading, was able to expand his business and become one of the city's respected merchants. His passion for his work not only brought him joy, but also attracted loyal customers. Arcad also taught the principle of guard your treasures from loss. He emphasized the importance of wise investment decisions and the dangers of speculative ventures. Arcad shared the story of how he once trusted a brickmaker to buy jewels for him from foreign lands, thinking it would yield high returns. However, the brickmaker was swindled because he lacked knowledge about jewels, and Arcad lost his investment. This lesson highlighted the necessity of seeking counsel from those knowledgeable in the field before investing. Arcad recommended seeking advice from experienced and successful investors and always being cautious with new ventures. Another critical lesson Arcad imparted was the importance of generosity and living a fulfilled life. He believed that while accumulating wealth, it is essential to also share and enjoy the fruits of one's labor. Arcad practiced philanthropy by helping others in need, funding public works, and ensuring his family and community benefited from his success. He told his students that true wealth is not only measured by how much one has, but also by how much one gives and the positive impact one creates. By balancing wealth accumulation with generosity, one can lead a more meaningful and prosperous life. All these principles Arcad conveyed to his students through simple but instructive stories. Following his advice, Bensir and Kabi began to notice changes in their lives. They started saving a portion of their income, controlling expenses, and investing money in profitable projects. Their path to financial independence was challenging, but they realized that by following proven principles, success is attainable. The book The Richest Man in Babylon teaches us that financial independence is achievable for anyone willing to learn, work on themselves, and follow time-tested principles. These lessons, presented through parables from ancient Babylon, remain relevant in the modern world. Arcad also emphasized that wealth is not just the amount of money, but the ability to manage it and use it to achieve one's goals. Financial independence is possible for anyone ready to follow the principles and work on their habits and knowledge. The book concludes with advice on the importance of sharing knowledge and helping others on their path to financial independence. Arcad believed that by teaching others these principles, one could create a more prosperous society. He emphasized that financial wisdom should be passed down through generations, ensuring that each new generation builds upon the knowledge and wealth of the previous ones. Only through collective efforts can we create a society where everyone has the opportunity to achieve success and prosperity.